All right, thank you, Mike. Chilly and quiet night in the capital city of Idaho, Boise, Idaho, in the Mountain West. One of the best teams in the West. The Broncos are 8-0 in the Mountain West. They've won 12 straight. The Bulldogs of Fresno State are young and improving, and we are ready for tip-off here in the Mountain West. For the Bulldogs, one change in their normal lineup. Junior Ballard gets a start at guard. Keep an eye on the big 7-footer, Orlando Robinson. And for the Boise State Broncos, the man in the middle, Derek Alston Jr., is a Conference Player of the Year candidate, and a terrific backcourt of Marcus Shaver Jr. and Ray J. Dennis. Rich Waltz along with White King Jones. Go to work, White King, on your Lincoln Keys to the Game.
Keys to the game for Fresno State. If Fresno wants to give themselves a chance to win tonight, they have to take care of the basketball. A turnover for them equals an assist for Boise because Boise State is that good in transition. On the other side, Boise has to limit Fresno to one shot, which is easier said than done because Orlando Robinson averages over 3 offensive rebounds a game by himself. Collectively, Fresno State is also a very good offensive rebounding team, so Boise is going to have to match their physicality tonight.
The Broncos have been demolishing Mountain West opponents. They're 8-0, and 5 of those wins are by more than 20 points. Bulldogs coming off getting swept on the road at Nevada, and Boise State has the first touch. This is Ray J. Dennis, the sophomore out of Chicago. Abu Kijab, a lot of guys that were redshirting last year. Alston, his first touch. Leon Rice, the head coach at Boise State, always so creative offensively. And Kijab misses the jumper. Armish hit the deck, and this is Campbell for Fresno State. Now that's a double dribble and a quick turnover for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they're going to have to take care of the basketball. Not only can they not turn the ball over, but they have to take good shots. Long, bad shots equals transition for Boise State, and Fresno State does not want that.
What's the tempo going to look like in this game?
You know, you got 2 athletic teams that want to get up and down the court and run. I think that Boise State, they're going to want it to be a track meet because they're a high-scoring team. They're at home. Fresno's going to want to slow it down just a little bit and establish themselves defensively and make Boise work for every shot that they get.
Isaiah Hill running things for Fresno State. He and Jordan Campbell in the backcourt with Junior Ballard, and of course Robinson, the big 7-footer. They want him to touch it on just about every possession.
Yeah, he's a talented young man, 7 foot, 235 pounds. He scores on the block. He shoots the 3, gets to the free throw line. He sees a double team pretty much every night that they play. Right there, you saw Ray J. Dennis go down and dig in the post. So Boise State has decided to double team as well.
You saw Leon Rice. That's Justin Hudson, 2 really good coaches. Rice in his 11th year. Hudson, who has learned on the staff of Steve Fisher, Brian Dutcher down at San Diego State in his 3rd year. And he's from the Valley, of course, Fresno in the California Central Valley. And Hudson played at Cal State Bakersfield. He was born in Bakersfield. Played for 2 national championships with Bakersfield in NCAA Division II. This is the matchup. Armish against Robinson, who misses the jumper. Alston rips down the rebound.
And right there, you see Fresno State do a really good job of, after the miss, they sprinted back and got into their defense, and that's going to be important tonight.
This is Ballard's. Fresno State has been affected like everybody else, but it really has hurt their progress. Christian Gray with the putback. They did not have a summer practice. They've been shut down 3 times by COVID. They had a 5-week stretch without a game from late November through December, and then they had to restart and open against a really good Colorado State team on the road. And so they've opened at 3-5 in conference. This is Kijab. Whips it across, and it's stolen. Robinson with the steal.
And right there, you see how talented he is. 7-footer, he gets the steal, he brings the ball and initiates their break, and then goes down and scores on the block. They're gonna have to send a double team. He's too good to play one-on-one right there in the post. They're gonna have to send a double.
Robinson, a Las Vegas native, who played on the same AAU team as Nate Grimes, a terrific player at Fresno State. Dennis lofts it off the glass. Armish keeps it alive. Kijab looking at a three. Broncos are a really good shooting team, 35% from distance, 48 from the field. Kijab misses the three, and Armish on the rebound is fouled.
And right here, Rich, you see, when do you see, most of the time you see your big guy, he's looking for a point guard once he gets that steal. But this guy, he's so talented that he can handle the ball. He initiated the break, and then he goes and scores on the block with one-on-one coverage.
Broncos have muscle in the middle. Mladen Armish, the 6'10 junior out of Serbia, 235 pounds, and he's really improved.
And he has the most important defensive assignment, covering Robinson.
Nice pass on the cut. Alston fouled at the rim, and he'll go to the line.
And right there, you saw Alston do a great job of moving without the ball. You see why. You know, he's a coach's son. You see him do a great job, and Armish does a great job of delivering that pass. Initiates contact. Now he's going to the line for two.
Alston is one of the most impressive stories in the Mountain West Conference. He was a walk-on, and he was 148 pounds when he walked on this campus. And in his first year, his freshman year, after redshirting, he scored 7 points. Now, he didn't average 7 points. He scored 7 points. And now here he is as a senior, a Conference Player of the Year candidate, averaging 16.5, 4 rebounds, and he does everything really well.
He does. Like I said before, he's a coach's son, so he has a high IQ and great feel for the game.
There's the double on Robinson, who steps through and scores. Orlando Robinson last year averaged 12 and 7, and this year 18 a game and almost 10 rebounds a game. Shaver, a 15-footer, and he missed it, and the Broncos really struggling from the field to open this game.
Yeah, Fresno couldn't ask for a better start to the game. Establishing themselves on the defensive end. They've already got an offensive rebound for a putback.
They have had streaks where they've shown signs of rapid improvement. The problem is the consistency, and Jordan Campbell misses a three. Boise State is 0 of 6 from the field, 0 of 2 from distance. Alston's three, 0 of 7 from the field to start things here. The 2 Alston free throws, their only points. That's a terrific move, and a cut to the hoop by Jordan Campbell. Well, the hottest team around is Boise State. They've won 12 straight, but don't tell that to the Bulldogs. Fresno State has opened with a 6-2 lead. Rich Waltz along with White King Jones. Welcome back to the Mountain West. We're in Boise. Hey, the Mountain West, White King, is really good at the top. Boise State sits at the top along with Utah State. Both have yet to lose a ball game. You've seen Boise State a few times on tape. What impresses you most about Leon Rice's team?
There's 3 things that I really like about this team. The first thing is that they're very well coached by Coach Rice, and they play together. They're very unselfish, and they have tremendous depth, especially with the addition of Devonaire Dutrieve.
Boy, and it's good to see this guy on the floor, Emmanuel Akot. The Broncos had a slew of transfers that arrived last year, and many of them did not become eligible until this year. And the first free throw is up and good from Jordan Campbell at Fresno State. And Akot arrived from Arizona. Abu Kijab from Oregon. Marcus Shaver from Portland. Devonaire Dutrieve, also an Arizona transfer. As Campbell will sit down. This is an 8-2 start for Fresno State.
Right now, what I'm seeing is Fresno State is the more aggressive team. Right now, you see them pick up full court, looking to speed Boise up, trying to force a turnover. They're the more aggressive team right now at this juncture in the game.
Dutrieve is in the ball game. That one kicked back out, and Kijab misses another three. Boy, the Broncos are 0 of 8 from the field, 0 of 4 from distance right now. And a great start by the Bulldogs. Kyle Harding is in the game. They'll feed the posts. And this is Braxton Mia. He comes in and spells Orlando Robinson. He's in right now with Robinson.
Yeah.
So they've got 2 7-footers in the game. They even have another 7-footer on the bench.
And that goes to Coach Hudson is what he's doing right now is he's looking to play inside-out basketball. He's getting his big guys a touch. He's telling his guards and his wings, we need paint touches. We're going to attack them in the post, in the paint.
You got a high-low right now with the 2 7-footers. Robinson out on top of the lane. Shot clock is down. It's forced, and it never hit iron as Junior Ballard had to launch it. This has to make Justin Hudson really happy. He talked to us at length yesterday about some of the frustrations of having a young team, which he does have, and not having any time to prepare. No summer, 3 shutdowns, a whole month without games. He's got talent. They've had moments just trying to figure it out and show some consistency as Dutrieve is fouled and he'll go to the line.
Yeah, Coach Hudson, he talked about how not having a summer and you got young guys, it's summer is the most important time for your guys to get better, especially when you have a young roster. And so he really feels like they missed out on improving as a team, not having that time in the gym during the summer. But he does like his team. He just thinks that, you know, they just have to have more consistency and be able to put together a good game for 40 minutes, especially to beat a very good team like Boise.
There's 4 or 5 guys on this Bronco team that can go off for 20 points at any given time, and Dutrieve certainly is one of those. He had a 21-point and a 17-point game in the wins at Wyoming and was especially good from 3. This is Robinson. Whips it across. Harding got the 3. And the Bulldogs, who are not a good three-point shooting team right now, bury that one. And the lead is stretched to 11-4.
And there you see the importance and why Coach Hudson wants to run his offense through Orlando Robinson. You saw Orlando make a great pass that set up the 3-point shot. So not only is he a great scorer, offensive rebounder, but he's also a great passer at 7 feet.
That's 0 of 9 for the field from Boise State. Devin Gage in the ball game. Robinson a baseline drive, knocked away. Max Rice off the bench. Rice is an indispensable glue guy who can score and shoot the 3, and he misses. Fresno State doing a nice job on the boards. Ballard away with it. Robinson has some handle. Can't finish though. Key jab. It's a 3. And that's no good. This is crazy. That's 0 of 11 from the field.
Yeah, I think that, you know, Boise's going to have to do a better job of trying to attack the rim. It seems like they're settling for 3s. They're open majority of the time, and those are shots that they can knock down. But right now the shot's not falling, so they're going to have to make some adjustments and start attacking the rim and trying to get something at the rim.
Leon Rice's team always shoots the ball well. 48% is good in the college game from the field, but 0 of 11 to start things. Rice is in the lane, and that, my friend, is the first bucket for Boise State.
And right there you see Max Rice. He got a paint touch and he got something inside the lane, and that's what they're going to have to continue to do if they want to score.
Gage is a DePaul transfer. This is Ballard. He's a transfer from Cal Poly, and a timeout by Fresno State. Bulldogs off to a good start on the road in the Mountain West against 12-1 Boise State. This is a great place to come, not just for college sports, but just to come and hang out. Boise, Idaho, obviously quiet tonight. They love their Broncos here, and boy, does Leon Rice wish that the fans could come in, but obviously not yet. Fans really like this team, and what's not to like? They've won 12 straight. They're 12-1, but they're in some trouble early against a young Fresno State team. Into the lane is Christian Gray. Ray J. Dennis back in for the Broncos with Rice in the backcourt. Broncos have struggled from the field to open things up. A good rebound by Jordan Campbell. The other way, Dutrieve swiped but fouled. Kyle Harding with the reach. 1 of 13. So we figured we'd show you the one. There it is, 11-6 Bulldogs. NFL playoffs continue Sunday. NFC Championship presented by TurboTax Live. Tom Brady and the Bucs, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Pre-game coverage starts at 1 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Rich Waltz, Wyking Jones, a bit of a surprise start here, and a good one for Justin Hudson and his young Fresno State Bulldogs against an 8-0 Boise State team in the Mountain West. The Broncos have shot just 1 of 13 from the field. Wyking, what else have you seen trend-wise that alarms you?
Well, you know, if you're Fresno State right now, you're up 5 points. But at the same time, you know that the run is coming from Boise State. Boise State's such a good team. They're not going to continue to shoot the ball this poorly. And so what you want to do is you want to make sure that you build some sort of cushion for yourself before the run comes. And so I think that as long as Boise continues to run their offense through Orlando Robinson, they should be fine. But the most important thing is just getting stops on the defensive end.
Dutrieve hits 1 of 2, and the lead is 4. Now the rebounding advantage right now is in Fresno State's favor, and that's a big win. Boise State's an outstanding rebounding team. Fresno State, outstanding offensive rebounding team. They get to the glass on the offensive end pretty well. Isaiah Hill drives.
So what you see right here, Rich, is they're looking for offense right now with Robinson out of the game. But you see Gage get to the rim and get a layup right there.
And Devin Gage, the transfer from DePaul, he's been averaging double-digit minutes. It's been a real search to find the rotation, to find the right combination. It's really tough to do that for the first time in conference play for Fresno State.
Yeah, and for Fresno State, you know, to come into conference and you only got 2 games under your belt, that's tough.
That's,
you know,
Ballard with the steal and the buckets, and Leon Rice doesn't like what he sees, and he's going to call a timeout. Fresno State has come to play here tonight. Their defense has been great. They've been rebounding, and now they pick up some transition points.
Yeah, Fresno State is definitely the most aggressive team right now.
All right, how do you solve this if you're Leon Rice?
I think you just tell your guys to try to get paint touches, and if you're wide open and you can hit that shot, you got to keep taking the shot, but you know, don't settle for open threes. Sometimes you got to switch it up a little bit and try to attack the paint if the shot's not falling. But I don't anticipate throughout the rest of this game that they're going to continue to shoot the ball like that.
Defense leads to offense, and in transition, that's Junior Ballard who got a start. He's one of the guys that Justin Hudson has said he's playing winning basketball, and that doesn't mean he's averaging 15 points a game, but he's making the small plays. He's defending, he's rebounding, he's finding open shooters. That's why he started in this game. Dennis is going to force the contact. He ran into Christian Gray, and Ray J. Dennis is going to the line. Both these teams have transfers. Fresno State's got 5 new. Isaiah Hill played for Frank Haith at Tulsa on a regular season championship team last year in the American. Deion Stroud at UTEP.
And if you look at both of these teams' rosters, you see that they've both been in the transfer portal. And Transfers really giving Fresno something, but at the same time, Boise State, their transfers are helping them as well.
It sounds like such a space-age place, the transfer portal. Like it's.
Yeah, you know, what you do is when you go into the transfer portal, you get guys that already have college experience, and so that's what makes it so appealing. Isaiah
Hill misses a 3. Now the Broncos try to get their offense rolling, struggling from the field, just 1 of 13. Key jab, gets in the lane, corner 3 from Alston, and that goes. He can shoot it. I mean, he's 37% from distance at 6'9", 190 pounds.
Yeah, there's not much that Derek Alston can't do on a basketball court. Very, very versatile at 6'9". That was a great find by Abu Kijab.
Robinson having a tough time getting the basketball in the low blocks. Comes out for a high pick. Hill turns down the screen. That's going to be an offensive foul and an easy call. Junior Ballard, his second personal. And he joins Christian Gray with 2 personals for Fresno State.
That's a great job by Ray J. Dennis, stepping up and taking that in the chest. And those are the type of plays that Boise's going to have to make to start to get themselves back into some sort of rhythm.
Broncos have been scoring 82 a game. They have been mauling their opponents. They've had some significant games in non-conference. The win at BYU is not easy. And they lost to number 8 Houston by 10 in Houston. Alston turned away. Robinson with the rebound. This is Hill. That's a difficult pass and a really nice finish by Jordan Campbell, who probably was fouled as well.
It's a great finish with contact by Campbell, but look, the pass from Hill is what impressed me the most.
Fresno's lead is 5. Broncos shooting woes now 2 of 15 from the field. Key jab, got a man in the air, and the bucket, and a free throw.
Abu Kijab's been playing great basketball. You see right here, you see the high IQ. Does a great job of baiting to get the body contact and finishing with contact. He's been playing great basketball, averaging 20 points a game in the last 3 games. But he also does so much for them on the defensive end. He does a little bit of everything for these guys. He's a great glue guy for Boise State.
Yeah, Leon Rice said he really has bought in. And Kijab's free throw is good, and that cuts the margin down to 2. Bulldogs a 3 there, and that rims out. Leo Colomarillo in there. Derek Alston again from 3. That was a 2. His foot was on the line. So the score tied at 17. Hill. This is Colomarillo. Good defense by Dennis. Shot clock down at 1. Got to get it up. I don't think he beat it. No, he didn't.
He did not.
That's a shot clock violation.
Yeah, and right there you see that Boise has made a run, and Coach Hudson goes back to his bench to bring Orlando Robinson in the game. It's like they're a little bit out of sorts in their half-court offense without him in the game.
So 17-17, despite the shooting performance from Boise State. 4 of 17 to start. 7 of 16 is Fresno State. Shaver down the lane, rises. Mladen's tip. And this is Robinson for Campbell. Steps through and is fouled by Ray J. Dennis. Free throws when we get back. 17 apiece. Fresno State, Boise State. The Blue Turf has got a new head coach when we get back. the new football coach at Boise State. Andy Avalos joins us when we return. Big news on this campus the last week with Brian Harsin leaving for the SEC. An old familiar face has returned. Andy Avalos is the head coach now here at Boise State. Defensive coordinator at Oregon, but man, you really started and had a great career here. First of all, congratulations on being a head coach. I know that's been a dream of a lot of coaches, and it's realized for you.
Yes, sir. What an unbelievable opportunity for the opportunity to come home here and be back a part of the brotherhood in this university and this community.
What does it mean? Look, you played for Coach Cutter, Coach Hawkins. You coached with Chris Peterson. You obviously coached with Brian Harsin. Those are the four pillars of Boise State's growth and maturation into a national football power. Have you taken a little of something from all four of those guys?
There's no question my notebook is full, just having the experience of being around, the coaches here for the last 20 years as a player, as an assistant coach, as a coordinator, and there's valuable lessons everywhere in between from all the great men, not only the head coaches, but the assistant coaches that we've got to work with. And so now we're obviously humbled by the opportunity to lead this program. You
were a terrific defensive player here at Boise State. Everybody remembers your 92-yard interception, pick 6 in the Liberty Bowl back in '04. I don't know if you can run that fast now, but that's impressive. Have you looked at your schedule? Just to let you know, you open on the road at UCF in the Bounce House, and then you've got Oklahoma State coming in here this year.
There's no question. We've got a great competitive schedule lined up this year, and obviously we've looking forward to getting to work and preparing ourselves for that. And Boise State is always going to schedule a tough schedule, and obviously we got to focus on ourselves right now and make sure we're getting prepared each and every day as we move forward here.
All right, last question for you. I know that this is true. There is a zip drive that's hidden away in the football offices with all of the Boise State trick plays, from the Statue of Liberty to the picket fence, not the picket fence, but the hook and lateral.
Yes, sir. That zip drive is thick now.
Yes.
Over the course of the years here, there are a lot of plays stuffed away.
Did they hand that over to you yet?
It is. The archives in our video system is very deep, so we're looking forward to shuffling through there and grabbing a couple of the oldies that are goodies.
Well, it's a great program. Congratulations on not only being a player here, a coach here, but coming back as a head coach is really special. We look forward to seeing you in the fall.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
All right, Andy Avalos, a terrific coach, and a lot of people happy that he is back here as the head coach. It's nice move and finish by Orlando Robinson. If you're just joining us in this basketball game, Boise State is at 12-1. They've won 12 straight games. They're undefeated in Mountain West play. Fresno State is young and improving, and right now on the road, the Bulldogs have a 4-point lead. And there goes Shaver, who finishes with the left hand.
That is a great move and finish by Shaver.
Oh, with two hands. The catch and the finish by Jordan Campbell, and the find by Isaiah Hill.
That's a great look up by Isaiah Hill. Put it on the dime for Campbell to finish above the rim.
The intensity of this game is turned up out of this timeout. Maybe it's because Andy Avalos came by. In the backcourt for the Bulldogs, Isaiah Hill, along with Kyle Harding and Jordan Campbell, and they got the 2 7-footers in right now, Braxton Mia and Orlando Robinson. This is Robinson, averaging close to a double-double. Alston way up. Key jab. Man fell down. Key jab misses the jumper. And the Broncos still shooting poorly. 6 of 23 right now. Make it 6 of 24.
Right here, you see him looking in to Robinson.
Hill rises and misses.
Yeah, Coach Hudson he's going with that big lineup a little bit longer than I think he would have anticipated coming into this game. Obviously, he feels comfortable with that.
Armish muscles that in, and Robinson's going to pick up the foul.
Right here you see Robinson. He does a great job of selling that up fake, gets 2 defenders into the air for a layup. And then you see Isaiah Hill, being a true point guard, looking up the court, seeing Jordan Campbell streaking up the sideline. He puts it on the money.
You know, Viking,
above the rim finish.
Viking, this is exactly what Coach Hudson told us, is if his guys learn how to play winning basketball, and they've had moments, but they haven't had long stretches. This feels like maybe their longest stretch in a while of playing good, solid, fundamental basketball. They're sharing the ball. They're defending. They're rebounding. This is really good stuff from Fresno State.
It is, and they're playing more than anything, Rich. The most important thing is that they're sharing the basketball. You know, they're finding ways to score from multiple guys, and so if they can continue this, it's going to continue to be a tight game.
Robinson down on the blocks against Acott. Forced it with the left hand. Dutrieve, Robinson, a trail block. And here comes Hill back up the floor. And Robinson is everywhere. He plays at the top of the lane. He'll go to the bucket. He's fouled hard, no call, but a tip on the offside by Christian Gray. Armish got his money's worth.
He does. I mean, Robinson for 7 feet, like you said, Rich, he does a little bit of everything for them.
Armish. That's his first three-point attempt this year. As a coach,
it may be his last.
As a coach, when your team is 7 of 28 from the field and 1 of 10 from distance,
yeah,
I don't know that's the shot that you want.
I'm not so sure that Coach Rice wants him shooting threes.
Well, he's got a timeout to talk about it. How about these Bulldogs? Fresno State on the road in the Mountain West and a 1-point lead. All right, Mike, thank you. You're looking at the Fresno State Bulldogs, who are just 3-5 in the Mountain West against Boise State, a team that is in the top 20 in the net rankings. And right now it's Fresno State with a 3-point lead. A little over 3 minutes left in this first half. Derek Alston and the Broncos have had an awful shooting half. They're 7 of 27. 10 to shoot on the inbounds. Devin Gage, and his pass across to Junior Ballard bounces out of bounds. For the most part, it's been a pretty clean game for Fresno State.
It has, and they're doing an excellent job on the defensive end. I mean, you're holding a team that obviously scores at a high level, that has a lot of talent, to 26% from the field. You can't ask for a better defensive performance than that at this point.
His offensive game is getting better and better with more minutes. Mladen Armas, the transfer from East Tennessee State. Well, the scout team last year for Boise State with Armish and some of those other guys was really, really good. That's a turnover, and Boise State will get it. They had Marcus Shaver, Devonair Dutrieve, Emmanuel Acott, Armish was their big, and then Abu Kijab for half the year was on the scout team during practice. The scout team probably had a better net ranking than a lot of the Mountain West teams.
There's some good dudes on that scout team, and you're seeing why they're 12-1 right now. Now that those guys are eligible to play, you're seeing why.
Armish kicks. Ray J. Dennis, a 3. Missed it. Tip by Alston won't go. Armis, strong like bull. Rice misses a 3. This has been a tough night for three-point shots for Boise State. They miss another, and finally Fresno State has a rebound and a transition opportunity. Campbell to a wing, and it's finished there by Colomarillo.
And what you're seeing right now is you're seeing Fresno State beat Boise at their own game. They're doing a great job of getting out in transition and finishing.
Acott, 1 of 12 from distance. This is from 18. That hit glass before it hit iron, and it's not a good sign.
Yeah, I would think that that Boise State would decide to start attacking the paint instead of settling for jump shots. The times that they have gotten in the lane, they've gotten good things.
An official under the basket, David Hall, calls a timeout. One of the Bulldogs, Christian Gray, is in some pain and favoring that left arm as he comes to the bench.
And right here, you see Jordan Campbell push in transition, and you see the finish at the rim. And like I said, you know, Fresno State's beating Boise at their own game, getting out in transition and getting good things in transition.
5 to shoot. Robinson, key jab with the steal. It's out of bounds, but he didn't possess the ball, so the shot clock has just 1 on it.
That was really good defense by Abu Kijab, getting a hand on the ball. I would imagine they're going to throw the ball up at the rim for Robinson.
Gathers and shoots, and that's a shot clock violation. Minute 11 left, first half. You know, Justin Hudson and the Bulldogs went to Nevada. In the Mountain West, it's a 2-game series against your opponent. So 2 games at Nevada, they lost them both by double digits. Aycott strong into the lane, and he finishes there.
And that's what I'm talking about, Rich. He decides to put his head down and attack the rim, get a paint touch, jumps over his defender and gets a nice 5-footer in the lane, and they have to do more of that if they want to score tonight.
Hill missed the jumper, ball's loose, and Boise State is out of bounds. Fresno State will hold the ball. And a 1-point lead. Larry Spalding and Leon Rice going over that one. One of the unique things, and it's all across college basketball, sports in general, with no fans in what is usually a loud place, you have to bring your own energy. I don't know that Boise State has done that tonight, but I really think Fresno State has.
Fresno State has brought their own energy, and they brought a tremendous amount of toughness into this game. And with that said, though, you know, you're talking about a 1-point game. If I'm Coach Rice, I'm not happy with the way that my team is playing, but at the same time, to be shooting 27% from the field and only down 1, I think he'll take it.
Shot clock is reset at 20. With 40 seconds left, first half. Isaiah Hill, Bakersfield native, transfer from Tulsa. Played for Frank Haith there. They won the regular season championship in the American last year. Robinson, Shaver, nice job defensively, and he fouls him with 3 on the shot clock.
It's a crafty move by Robinson to initiate that contact and get fouled by Shaver, much smaller player.
Not much he could have done there at 6'2". Against a very athletic 7-footer.
Well, the fact that Robinson was able to feel comfortable putting the ball on the floor, attacking the rim against a guard, shows how good he really is.
Second foul on Marcus Shaver for Boise State. He's the first Bronco with a couple. Robinson, 61% free throw shooter. Lead is 2. Final 20 seconds. Let's see if the Broncos get a good look. Aycott will nurse the clock. And now go to work. Off a screen. Into the lane. Kick back. Key jabs 3. Missed it, and the tip won't go. And maybe it's fitting that the Broncos miss a 3 to finish off a cold first half. 1 of 13 from distance. The Bulldogs of Fresno State on the road in the Mountain West. 12 in a row for Boise State, but they trail at the half. Coming up at halftime, Mike Hill, Donnie Marshall in our LA studios. It's a 2-point Fresno State lead. In Boise, Idaho, one of the best halves of basketball for Fresno State this year, and they're on top on the road against a really good Boise State team. Rich Waltz along with White King Jones. Coach, what numbers interest you most
Well, I think the number that interests me most is points in the paint. Right now you're seeing Fresno State's playing inside-out basketball. They're looking to post up. They're looking to attack the rim. And Boise settling for the three-point shot. You see they're 1 for 14. And so Boise's going to have to make some adjustments and try to get more paint touches and more points in the paint in order to win this game.
This my first look this year at a really talented young player, and that's Orlando Robinson. He is a 7-footer. He doesn't play like a 7-footer. He moves. It's great feet, great hands.
Yeah, he's very skilled for 7 feet. He's only a sophomore. He's young. When you watch him play, he plays above his years. Right there, you see him sweep through, goes to the other side of the rim, protects with the rim. On the defensive end, he does a great job protecting the paint. Just a very talented young man, and he's their go-to guy at Fresno State.
Robinson with 9 points. He was 4 of 10 from the field, had 5 rebounds. And here we go. It'll be interesting to see the adjustments made. We talked about energy in the first half, and obviously you've got to bring your own these days. And Fresno State seemed to be the more energetic team.
Fresno State was definitely the more energetic and more aggressive physical team in the first half. Let's see if Boise can make some adjustments.
Jordan Campbell, Hill rotates, Ballard rises and hits a 3 from the corner. Junior Ballard got a start in this ball game, and he's played quite well, both defensively, and now he hits a 3. Armish, he was Boise State's best shooter in that first half. That's going to stay with Boise State. Justin Hudson told us he's got talent. It's young, and they're learning how to play together, and they're learning what winning basketball is about. And sometimes he says that he'll put guys on the floor because they are playing the way he wants them to play, and sometimes he has had to sacrifice scoring in that. But then I think he's getting both of it. I think he's getting guys making good decisions and scoring points. There's a lob, and Alston with the catch, but the dunk flies back out of bounds, and it's a Fresno State ball.
And that was a very well executed play. Alston just didn't finish it, but the ball was where it was supposed to be. He should have finished that.
There are no Broncos in double figures. And there are no Bulldogs in double figures yet. Hill thought about a 3, penetrates. Robinson, shot clock is down, got to get it up. Hill does, corner 3, and he hits it. 2 corner 3s by Fresno State out of the break, and the Bulldogs' lead is larger. Armis's shot missed the layup, may have been blocked by Gray. Robinson in transition. Dish off, and a miss. And now an opportunity for Boise State. Alston leads the break. Trail to Shaver for 3. Missed it. Key jab. Rebound. Dennis turns down the 3. Shaver down the lane, and he's fouled.
And right there, you see the adjustments being made by Boise. Right now, you see the kick out, and Robinson does such a great job of setting up Hill. And then you see Shaver look to attack the rim and finishes with contact for the end one, turned down a wide open 3 and made the adjustment and decided to attack the rim instead.
And that's exactly what you said. Don't settle for a 3. They got penetration, a bucket, and a foul. And it's the 3rd foul on Junior Ballard, who's played quite well tonight in his 14 minutes for Fresno State. The lead is 5 for the Bulldogs. Robinson out high. Kejab draws that assignment. Hill. Robinson. That's a nice touch on a 15-footer for a 7-footer. And the Bulldogs' lead is stretched back to 7.
When you see Robinson hit shots like that, you see his NBA potential. The fact that he can knock that shot down with touch, the fact that he can bring the ball up the court like he's doing right now at 7 feet, really shows his NBA potential.
Good pass out to Hill, out of the double. Key jab the rebound for Boise State. Broncos are 1 of 15 from 3. Alston misses. That's 1 of 16 for a team that shoots 35% from 3 on the season. Justin Hudson has got to be pretty proud of the way his team has played right now.
Yeah, they're playing really good basketball right now. They're definitely following the scouting report.
They got 2 7-footers in right now. Mia with a screen. Shot clock down. Hill's got to get it up. Spins, launches. It drew iron, so it's still live. And here come the Broncos. Key jab in mid-flight. Got it. And a free throw.
Right here you see Dennis pass ahead, which is what a good point guard does, and key jab with the ambidextrous left-hand finish against Robinson. And that's what Boise has to do. They have to do a better job of getting out in transition, capitalizing in transition, and getting paint touches.
Robinson picks up his second foul. He comes out. We're 28 seconds from a media timeout. Both 7-footers are out, and the Bulldogs have gone small for this last possession before you would expect a break. Leo Colomario, the Brazilian, is in.
And if I'm Coach Rice, I'm really trying to get to the rim because now you're looking at a Fresno State team that doesn't really have rim protection with Robinson out of the game and with Braxton out of the game. And so I would really look to attack the rim, look to post up like they're doing right now.
Well, Devin Gage just attacked the rim for Fresno State. Alston missed it. Long rebound. Shaver an offensive rebound. Good rotation. Ray J. Dennis. Screen by Armas. Key jab in the lane. He misses. Armas another rebound. That's 3 offensive rebounds on the sequence, and Alston makes him pay with a 3-pointer.
There's 2 teams that are really competing and scrapping.
Boise State is shooting 25% from the field, but they're only down by 3 because of turnovers. Shaver with the steal and the bucket. Fresno State now with 10 turnovers, and the Broncos have clawed their way back within 1. Devin Gage, the DePaul transfer. Derek Alston from deep. Back to a 1-point game. A race for the Big East title heats up Saturday on Fox. Number 23 UConn, number 8 Creighton. Saturday 11:30 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app, along with White King Jones, Rich Waltz in Boise. The Broncos are in the top 20 in the net, and of course that's the ranking that most closely mirrors the NCAA selection committee. The Broncos right now number 16 in the country at that, but they're down by a point to Fresno State 5 minutes in to this second half. Orlando Robinson, the talented 7-footer against Armas. Harding in the lane. That's a nifty move, and he gets inside. Points in the paint. White King Jones. Right now Fresno State getting them.
Yeah, Fresno State is dominating points in the paint. They're looking to attack the rim almost every time down, where Boise's settling for the 3-point shot. I think that's the difference in the game.
Ray J. Dennis. Little dish. Armas' shot either altered or blocked by Robinson. And a quick timeout on the floor. Fresno State thinking upsets in the Mountain West in Boise. 42-39, Fresno State on top of Boise State. Now Leon Rice and the Broncos have had an incredible run. A school record 12 straight wins. The best start in a conference. And the net rankings, as we noted, kind of mirror the selection committee's criteria. Boise State at 16. And right now, our Mike DeCourcy sees 3 Mountain West teams in. Boise State, San Diego State, and Utah State. Colorado State is close. They're in the first 4 out, and Colorado State and Utah State tomorrow night on FS1. That should be a great game as well. Alston's shot, and he gets it up and in. And the Broncos, despite shooting under 30%, are within a point.
And that's a great play by Coach Rice out of the timeout. They got their best player the ball and close to the rim. Got a paint touch, which is important in this game. And they got 2 points from Alston.
Out of the timeout, Devin Gage, along with Kyle Harding in the backcourt. Junior Ballard is in there as well. Armish with a rebound. He's got 4 rebounds and 7 points. Been a quiet night for Ray J. Dennis. That's just the 3rd turnover for Boise State. Dennis has 2. And Gage is going hard, and Dennis fouls him. That's before the shot. 3rd personal on Ray J. Dennis, who's sort of the quarterback of this Bronco team. Boy, Armish and Robinson are really going at it.
And for the most part, Armish has done a good job against Robinson.
Robinson. Clock under 10. Harding. Clock is at 6, and a baseline out of bounds for Fresno State, and a couple of new Broncos are in. Devonaire Dutrieve and Max Rice off the bench.
Luxury for Coach Rice to be able to bring in Dutrieve and Max Rice off his bench. He doesn't lose anything when he brings those guys off the bench.
Robinson misses. And the tip out of bounds. It's a Bronco basketball. The thing that's kept Boise State close is turnovers. 10 turnovers for Fresno State, just 3 for Boise State.
And that's been the difference in the game. And like you said, Rich, keeping Boise in the game.
Gage with a steal. Armish trails, and Gage gets to the rim first. Back to a 3-point game. Alston off his foot, and that's a turnover.
And right here you see Fresno State just playing scrappy defense. You see Gage get the steal and beat the big fella to the rim for the finish.
Justin Hudson told us that his guys are still learning how to play winning basketball. But tonight there are many, many examples of winning basketball type plays. That steal by Gage in the finish, that turnover by Boise State, lob pass Robinson with a catch. Good help side defense there from Dutrieve. 11 turnovers now for Fresno State.
Yeah, I think what you're seeing with Fresno State is you're seeing a team that comes into this game. You know, you're playing against a team that has 12 wins in a row, and they're coming into this game playing with a chip on their shoulder.
Dutrieve and Acott trade missed threes. And the Boise State three-point numbers get uglier and uglier as the night gets longer. 8 minutes in, second half. Boise State is 2 of 20 from distance. And that's going to be a turnover for Fresno State. No, a timeout. Timeout on the court, 44-41. Leon Rice and Boise State down 3. Mike King Jones, what do you think of Orlando Robinson so far tonight? His Bulldogs have a 3-point lead.
I'm very impressed with Orlando Robinson. Before the game, I had a chance to watch him play quite a bit, and just his skill set at 7 feet, 235 pounds. He's just a sophomore. He's pretty much a baby, but his skill set is what jumps out at you. The fact that, you know, he can rebound, he passes the ball at a high level, his IQ, his handle for a 7-footer. He's going to play at the next level, no doubt about it.
You see 11 and 7. He's got 2 blocks in this one. He's altered a few other shots.
Yeah, he's 3 rebounds away from another double-double. I'd be shocked if he doesn't get that in the last 12 minutes of the game.
So that was a turnover and a timeout. Boise State with the ball, trailing this one by 3, and they've trailed throughout this game. Fresno State with a quick start has held the lead. Alston and a foul. And for Robinson, 3rd personal, and that's significant with 11.5 left.
Yeah, that's a heady play by Derek to understand that, you know, they need to get Robinson out of the game. And so he saw that matchup and took advantage and took him off the bounce and initiated that contact to get the foul.
Alston gets to the line a lot. And he hits that free throw. 138 made free throws already. This is game number 14 for Boise State. They've played more games than most teams have. And, you know, we showed you those net rankings and the 3 teams that Mike DeCourcy has in from the Mountain West. That's one of the things that the selection committee is going to have to do, and they've acknowledged that, and they said they will take that into consideration, and they've got things that they will do to judge these mid-major teams that had their non-conference schedules absolutely wiped out, and all of those resume-building games against major teams taken off their schedule. Robinson's drive, and he misses short. And the Broncos have a chance to take the lead here.
It's a very important possession for the Broncos, just to give them some sense of momentum if they can take the lead in this possession and end up turning it over.
They have not led in this game at all, and the largest lead for Fresno was 8. Robinson spinning and draws contact. Armish got him on the arm, and Orlando Robinson gets to the line. I mean, for example, you talk about a non-conference schedule. Boise State lost the Orlando tournament, which was loaded with top 25 opponents. They also lost Texas A&M on their schedule, Tulsa on their schedule, Northern Iowa on their schedule. Now, they were able to get a game at BYU, and that's an important win. They beat them without a couple of their main guys on the road by 4. And the loss to Houston by 10 is significant because Houston is number 8 in the polls, higher in the net. And so a loss on the road to Houston by 10 is not a bad mark.
Yeah, that loss doesn't hurt them at all. And being able to go up to BYU and get a win without Marcus Shaver and without Devonair Dutrieve lets you know, gives you a glimpse of how good this team is.
Fresno State lost 5 of their non-conference opponents. Key jab. Acott, they're daring him to shoot the 3. Drives around Robinson. Key jab, buries a corner 3. Abu Key-Jab had been just 2 of 9 before hitting that shot. That's his first 3, and it's 46 apiece. Robinson calling for the ball. Armish on his back. Shot clock, got to get it up. 18-footer, And Armish has the rebound. Acott. Not a good pass. Robinson got a hand. Alston, that's pretty. Boy, curling around and getting off the glass. First lead for Boise State.
And you see the energy from Boise State's bench all of a sudden, and it just feels like they're a completely different team.
Isaiah Hill, well, they're certainly getting the best shot that Fresno State has. Alston now with 16 to lead the Broncos. Acott. This is key jab. That's before the shot.
Who I got, coach?
Right there, you see Emmanuel Acott do a great job. He got stuck in the air, but he was able to find Abu Key-Jab on the baseline for the open 3. And then right there, Derek Alston finishing at the rim using that length and that athleticism.
Alston is a great example of player development. We talked about it as a walk-on and how little he played after a redshirt year. He's kind of like Chandler Hutchinson, who's with the Bulls right now. Hutchinson really built himself up when he arrived here at Boise State, and Alston certainly has done that as well.
And you got to give a lot of credit to their coaching staff because, you know, player development, that's the coaching staff's #1 job. When they bring a guy in, bring a kid in, you know, you got to develop them over the 4 years or 5 years he's in your program.
Armish does not like the call. That's going to be his 3rd personal. First Boise State lead. Not a good pass into Robinson. Alston the steal. Shaver on the move.
And that's been Fresno State's Achilles heel tonight. Right now you're looking at 12 turnovers. And again, Boise State makes them pay in transition after the turnover.
That's the 4th personal foul on Junior Ballard. And he'll have to come out. 8.5 left, second half. Fresno State has led all the way up until now. And the Broncos, who are 3 of 21 from 3-point, have started to make a run. Alston's shot is good, and that's a 2. He's got 18, and he has almost single-handedly put Boise State on top by 4.
You can see he's starting to feel it now, and good teams recognize who's feeling it. They make sure that those guys get touches, and that's what they're doing right now.
It's a 7-0 run. Robinson misses a jumper. Fresno State in a 2.5-minute drought right now. Shaver step back. Got it. Terrific score when he was at Portland. And a bucket here. Biggest lead for Boise State.
And you're just seeing a momentum swing right now. Boise's playing with a tremendous amount of confidence.
Robinson kicks. Rotated to Harding. Shot clock down at 6. Harding drives in traffic. Ball's tipped. It stays with Fresno State. Just 4 on the shot clock. How about this Derek Alston? Boy, he's something. Leading the Broncos back. A 52-46 Boise State lead. It's been a 9-0 run for Marcus Shaver Jr. and Boise State, erasing a Fresno State lead. And Boise State on top 52-46. We're talking about how good they've been this year. 12-game win streak. That's a school record. 8-0 in Mountain West play. That's the best conference start in any conference in school history. And that goes back to the Bobby Dye era as well. 16 in the net. It's still like there's still some mystery about Boise State. Their best win was the road win at BYU. They've not played the best in the Mountain West in their first 8 games. Remember, you're playing teams twice. New Mexico, San Jose State, Air Force at Wyoming. They will play at Colorado State next week. They still have Utah State and San Diego State on their schedule. But this is a nice comeback from what was a lackluster first half.
Yeah, I think you watch this game and you see a team that's obviously struggling shooting the basketball, but they're finding ways to make plays.
He's not struggling. Alston now with 21.
And that's the sign of a great team. That they didn't go into the hole. They didn't tank. They continued to battle. And they're finding a way to win this game.
What's happened to Fresno State offensively? Gage.
Well, I just think more than anything, Boise's now starting to hit shots, the shots that they normally make. And so Fresno's still battling. They're still doing a good job defensively. It's just, Boise State and starting to be Boise State now.
Gage thought about the 3, hops in the lane, wild shot. And Shaver has the rebound. Ooh. Shaver and Gage collide. Such a unique player is Derek Alston.
Yeah, you could tell by the way that he was calling for the ball. He's feeling it right now. And like I said, great teams find ways to get players that are hot the ball, and that's what Boise State's doing right now.
And Leon Rice said this is a different year for Alston. Last year he was the guy. He had to create. He had to, carry the team at times. With all of the talent that came off of their redshirt years, all of a sudden he's got a cast. He can just let the game come to him.
Yeah, and when you're preparing to play against a team like Boise who has so much talent, there's no one player that you can key in on, because on any given night, any of these guys can lead Boise, and so it makes for a tough scout.
Let's see if Fresno State can bounce back. This is Ballard with his 4 fouls, misses the 3. Key jab pushes tempo. Shaver has a nose for the bucket. He's into double figures. He's got 11.
Yeah, this is a very talented, obviously, Boise State team. Coach Rice, 2 weeks ago on a Zoom call, said that he's disappointed that Bronco Nation is not able to be in the arena to cheer these guys on, because they play an exciting brand of basketball.
Now, this town would be, I mean, look, this is a great college atmosphere for football and for basketball, especially when they're going the way they're going right now. Leon Rice disappointed that his dog Stella is unable to attend, not just the games, but Stella is a mainstay at Boise State practices as well. Sort of the unofficial team mascot.
I've heard about Stella. I haven't seen Stella. I've heard about her.
Stella's terrific.
Yeah.
She made our Zoom call the other day.
Yeah, I would imagine the way that this team plays, and
there's Stella.
There's Stella. I would imagine this place would be sold out right now, rocking and rolling.
But everybody is facing that, and that's maybe the one thing that for most places where the playing field is somewhat level. Although Utah State had some fans and is allowing about 1,600 in their arena. It obviously depends from state to state, county to county. In a season where it's the COVID issues and the hardships are unevenly distributed. Certainly in this conference, New Mexico has had the worst of it, having to play games in Texas and other places, not being able to go home, not being able to practice at their facilities, lift or work out at their training, with their school training site.
San Jose State, very similar situation.
Yes.
They're staying at a resort in Phoenix and playing their games at Grand Canyon, and it's tough. Players not being able to sleep in their own beds at night. It's tough.
Alston misses a 3. 5 minutes left. Boise State on a 14-1 run here over the last 5.5 minutes. Shaver, quick trigger, got it. 14 now for the transfer from Portland, the Phoenix native Marcus Shaver Jr.
And now all of a sudden it looks like they can't miss. They found their rhythm.
And this is a drought in terms of field goals of 8.5 minutes for Fresno State. Key jab with the steal and the flush. My goodness. A 19-1 run. And Fresno hasn't hit a bucket in 9 minutes. And their lead, which they held the entire game up until about 3 minutes ago, has dissolved and disappeared.
Yeah, you see key job. Get the steal and finish above the rim, 2 hands. And now you're starting to see the Boise State team that we talk about, 12-game win streak. You're starting to see them play together, and Derek Alston's leading the way with 21 points.
It's not often that you shoot 35%. And look, they've been under 30% the whole night. And they have a 15-point lead right now. They have turned Fresno State over 15 times. Now, as I noted, Boise State has not played the toughest part of their schedule in conference, but that changes. They've got one more against Fresno State. They've got Colorado State coming up next week, so they haven't played Colorado State yet. Nevada's good. Ask Fresno. They just lost 2 by double digits, and they still have to play Utah State and San Diego State going on the road to finish the season against the Aztecs.
Yeah, and if they can continue to win games, you know, with those quality games coming up, you would probably see their net ranking continue to rise, even though it doesn't have to. 16 is a great place to be for them right now, but you know, once they start playing more quality opponents, you probably see that net ranking rise if they can continue to win.
And San Diego State, even though they're 3-3 and 9-4, you saw that their net ranking is at 46, and that's because they have a win over UCLA, whose stock continues to rise, and a road win at Arizona State. Justin Hudson trying to get him back on the right track. And a timeout in Boise. All right, Mike, we'll check you out right after this one. This one looked like an upset. Up until the 10-minute mark, White King Jones, this looked like Fresno State was going to pull the upset here, but the Broncos have gone on a 19-1 run.
Yeah, and it just speaks to what Coach Hudson said. You know, he said before the game that his team needs to figure out how to put 40 minutes together. And so when you watch this game, you look at this game, you say, okay, they were able to put 30 minutes together against a very talented, very good Boise State team. They got to figure out how to get the last 10 moving forward.
It's a young team, and coaches around the league say that Fresno State is improving. And again, you know, Fresno State had just 2 games in the first month of the season. They had 5 of them postponed. They had about a month off. Then they opened at Colorado State and welcome into the Mountain West. They had no summer. They had 3 different COVID breaks. And when you have a COVID break, at least for Fresno State, there were no games and no practices during those 3 shutdowns.
Yeah, and in this business, Coach Hudson is considered, you know, he's a great up-and-coming coach, young coach. Everything that San Diego State did while he was there as an assistant, he gets a ton of credit for. He's going to figure this thing out, and there's no doubt in my mind. I know Justin personally. He's going to figure it out, and they're going to be playing good basketball by the end of the season.
Kijab with a free throw there. He's got 13. Derek Alston's got 21. Marcus Shaver has got 14. And Kijab now with 13 to lead the Broncos. Robinson gets in and scores. 15 for Orlando Robinson of Fresno State. He's playing with 4 fouls. He's 2 rebounds shy of a double-double. Shaver around Robinson. Kijab falling away. That's nice. 15 now for Kijab. He is a rebound shy of a double-double.
Yeah, it's kind of a broken play right there between Shaver and Kijab, but they figured it out, made it work.
Robinson kicks out. Ballard misses a 3. Fresno State 3 of 13 from distance. They hit a lot of their threes early. Armish down low. I like this guy. I like Mladen Armish, the junior. He is a solid post player.
He's a really good defender for them. He does a great job of holding position. And you see him getting better and better from the offensive end, making passes, finishing at the rim.
It will be interesting to see both of these bigs, Armish and Robinson, against Neemias Queta, the fine center at Utah State.
Yeah, Neemias Queta, he's a force.
He is. Another double-double last night. Were you surprised at Utah State last night at beating Colorado State by that margin in game 1 of that 2-game series? I'm
not surprised because Utah State is very well coached, Coach Craig Smith, and they have all the pieces, and they have a veteran team, and so I'm not surprised to see that.
Well, Colorado State gets another crack at them here on FS1 tomorrow night from Logan, Utah. That is Gage, missed the runner. Kijab, 2:20 left. This was a tight game. This was a Fresno State game for 30 minutes. Armish drop step, missed it, got it back. And of course, these two teams are going to play again in 2 nights. Robinson comes away with it. Kejab with 2 more rebounds. He's got the double-double. He's 15 and 11. Robinson with that rebound. And he needs 1 more for his double-double. Minute 48. Stick around. Mike Hill, Donnie Marshall in our LA studio, bringing you up to speed on everything that's happened in the Big East and around college basketball tonight. There's your double-double from Kejab. A transfer from Oregon. And Robinson hits a free throw. Assembling pieces around this guy, that's the challenge for Justin Hudson. And it looks like they have the pieces. They just need the experience.
Yeah, they need the game reps. You know, when you look at their schedule, like we said before, coming into conference with 2 games under your belt, you know, who does that? You know, Boise, on the other hand, had 5 quality games before they came into conference. Those 3 games make a big difference.
Robinson is out. Boise State is up 17. The return of Emmanuel Acott tonight. Good news for the Broncos. A deeper rotation. Dennis floats it up and in. Ray J. Dennis. He's got 4 in the game. Campbell misses the straight on. Asan Juf is in the game. He's the 3rd 7-footer to play for Fresno State. We've seen Robinson, Braxton Mia, and now Juf.
Yeah, and it's wise for Coach Hudson to take Robinson out of the game. You know, the game is out of reach, and there's no reason to have him in the game and risk him getting injured.
Shaver, boy, what a nice second half Shaver has had. He's got 17 points. And the final seconds of this one evaporating in Boise tonight. The Broncos are going to win their 13th straight. They're going to go to 9-0 in the Mountain West. And hopefully help that net ranking, which sits at a lofty number 16 right now. Impressive last 10 minutes. Wyking Jones from Leon Rice and the Broncos.
There's a very, very, very good 10 minutes for Boise State. Complete different looking team for the first 30. Very good win for them.
Boise State's won 13 straight. They're 13-1 and 9-0. For Wyking Jones, I'm Rich Waltz. For everyone here in Boise, let's head to our LA studios. Mike Hill, Donnie Marshall. Gentlemen.